Hello, my name is Dr. Craig Childress. I'm a clinical psychologist in Pasadena, California. And I specialize in working with ADHD spectrum issues, angry oppositional kids, parenting issues, and family relationship problems. And today I'm going to be talking with you about how to help a child who's hard to discipline. Working with a child who's resistant to discipline involves assessing why they're having the difficulty in responding to parenting. And this involves looking at the underlying brain systems involved. In particular, a couple of the brain systems I would be looking for is I'd want to do an evaluation of the sensory motor processing system. A lot of children who have sensory motor integration problems or sensory motor processing problems tend to exhibit inflexible behavior. They don't like changes. Because it's hard to organize their sensory motor system. And a complete evaluation for this would typically be done by occupational therapists. And so I would look for signs of sensory motor processing, sensitivities in touch or hearing or those sorts of things. And then if it looked like there was problems, I'd refer to a comprehensive occupational therapy evaluation. If it's not in the sensory motor system, typically the problems in being hard to discipline involve problems in a couple of relationship systems. There's two of those. One has to do with attachment, one has to do with psychological connection. In communication systems and in emotion regulation systems and how they're all working together. What we would want to do with the kids is to help them integrate their emotions into language and communication and to bring those emotions into the relationship to be metabolized and worked through. Recommendations for working with a child that's difficult to discipline or resistant to discipline would be to assert calm and confident authority. Now, authority typically activates dominant submission networks of the brain through the application of punishment. And this is not typically the most effective way to work with kids. It's an important system, the authority system, dominant submission networks, but punishment has a lot of side effects to it, negative side effects to it. What we want instead is sort of a communication of authority, a calm and confident communication of authority. And sometimes that might involve consequences and negative consequences. But for the most part, what we want to do is place emphasis on other brain systems besides the authority system. The two primary systems besides authority are socially organized behavior, which involves reading social cues, interpreting what those social cues mean, emitting social cues, telling other people what our intentions are, and coming up with a socially organized plan for how to fit our activity into that of the social group in sort of a harmonious way. The metaphor for this is kind of like an orchestra, where everybody's playing their own instrument, different piece of the music within the overall composition, but we're all integrating our music into a harmonious whole. The other important brain system has to do with relationships. It has to do with psychological connection. That allows us to feel what other people are experiencing as if we were them. You typically see this in the movie theater when you feel what the actors feel, what their motivations are. This system breaks down easily. When it does, the feelings are loneliness and alienation, and that's a lot of the problems our kids face. And so I would want to work these other two brain systems more so than the authority system. The socially organized behavior system involves guidance strategies designed to get us cooperation. Both systems involve dialogue and negotiation. The authority system is important. We are an authority, calm and confident communication of authority, and yet parenting involves a broader set of interactions and relationships. And finally, what we want to do with the kids is maintain a generally positive emotional tone. In positive emotions, joy, happiness, love, laughter, they build connections and they get increased cooperation. Anger, hostility, tension, those all break connections and result in more behavior problems. Gandhi had a wonderful comment in this regard. He said, the antidote is the opposite. And so if you think about the antidote for a child who's inflexible or rigid and hostile, the antidote for that would be flexibility, a warm emotional tone, and dialogue. Thank you very much. For more information on this or other areas, you can visit my website.